There was one word that stung a lot each time it was used: incurable. Incurable. Imagine hearing that word when your child is stuck in constant flares, wondering what life could possibly look like for her. It would be easy to get stuck in those fearful feelings, but I knew deep down that everything was figure outable, and I was on a mission. In today's video, we're going to talk about what a cure even means, how to avoid the cure roller coaster, and how to have an integrative healing mindset. While my perspective is that of a mom of a toddler with Mast Cell Activation Syndrome and Histamine Intolerance, there are many other conditions that have been given the same label, from autoimmune to cancers, tumors, and unnamed conditions. It can be very hard to be hopeful in those times, and we often seek out inspiration in the success stories from others. Just the other day, someone commented on a previous YouTube video I made a few months ago and asked if my daughter was healed. I spend so much time day to day making quality food from scratch, trying new snacks, ensuring she gets all of her supplements and homeopathic remedies, that I hadn't stopped to look back in a long time. And I realized something huge. She hasn't had a flare in 9 months at least. Wow. From constant or regular flares in 2021 to relative stability in 2022. We were still resolving any issues that came up from time to time, but in such a proactive way that it wasn't a big deal to her body. So then I wondered, when are we done healing? And have we found her cure? What is a cure anyway? Merriam-Webster defines a cure as a recovery or relief from a disease, as well as a complete or permanent solution or remedy to restore health, soundness, or normality. In one of the support groups I'm in, it was once said that healing is possible, but there is no cure, as a cure to them means that they can go back to being normal and not thinking about the foods they're consuming or avoiding triggers. And this comment really got me thinking. What's the point of it all anyway? Am I really working so hard to get her healthy that she can eat enriched gluten, GMO crops with pesticides, food coloring and additives, and natural flavorings, and all the things we work so hard to avoid? No, I've learned so much along this healing journey, and there is no going back. A cure that would allow me and my daughter to unconsciously consume to our heart's content is no cure in my book. When you're sick, it's very common to hope for a pill that will fix it all and make all the symptoms stop. I get it. I first prayed and hoped to even know what we were dealing with so that we could know what we could do to fix it and make it stop. However, once I learned what we were really dealing with, I quickly learned that there was no quick, easy fix pill. The more quickly you release that hope for a quick fix from your mind, the sooner you can get to work on what truly matters. It allows you to avoid what we used to say in sales, throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, and instead to get to work on becoming your own detective and captain of your own wellness ship. As St. Francis of Assisi once said, start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible. Each step you take to learn more about your body or make your body's job easier to work allows you to approach wellness from an empowered place. It allows you to shift out of being afraid to consume certain foods to being grateful from the nourishment that quality foods give your body. When we are in crisis mode and surviving, we cut out all of gluten because it would alone cause a flare. Then I learned about the synthetic vitamins that not every body could digest as easily, as well as high levels of pesticides in our food that likely don't work for my daughter's body. Once we learned about that, we found out she could first tolerate gluten from Italy that banned certain pesticides in 2016. Then we found she could handle organic gluten and do just fine with that. It allowed us to reach a new normal phase, not afraid of food, but informed and empowered to research and confirm what works for her body. We didn't reach that phase overnight. It took work on a physical, emotional, and energetic level. It was a combination of things that caused her body to sound the alarm. The answer isn't to stop the alarm, it's to resolve the things that caused the entire system to get dysregulated in the first place. And looking at it from an integrative perspective, her body wasn't something that needed fixed. It was a partner giving us the clues and signs of what was off and what needed to be rebalanced. It wasn't just focusing on controlling diet and supplements, it was also working to regulate her nervous system and to be mindful of environmental stressors. It was exploring ancestral healing to minimize the impacts of the things she likely inherited via epigenetics. It was working on myself so that I could co-regulate instead of co-dysregulate us in times of stress. It happened progressively with little milestones until all of a sudden we found ourselves in this new normal. I don't know that I'll ever feel comfortable saying that we're done because there's no finish line to true health and wellness. It's a lifelong journey with ups and downs. I'm thankful for all that I've learned now to ensure that my daughter is supported in being resilient and proactive in caring for her mental, emotional, and physical wellness. As I was preparing for this video, I came across a quote by Joseph Conrad that said, "The question is not how to get cured, but how to live." Looking at any incurable conditions with that lens, how do I want to live? And then take it one step at a time, swapping out one new alternative food or household product based upon your research. Making your body's job just slightly easier each day is progress. And before you know it, you'll look back and see how far you've come. Seeing how well my daughter is doing has inspired me to be proactive about my own health and wellness for the first time in my entire life. I hope it inspires you too, regardless of wherever you are on your own journey. In an upcoming video, I'll be sharing a closer look at what our healing process looked like to give hope to you and inspiration for you to take the best steps for you. I hope you consider following along, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.